Hello and welcome to another Total video. As you can see, we are back on Napoleon. I love this game. While we're still setting up deployment here, apologies for the Attila video, the one that's gone. If you managed to watch it, not many people did. Understandable why if you did click on it. Problem with the audio, but that has been fixed now. Fingers crossed. Actually, I hope this all goes well. It's been a long time since I played Napoleon. I played a couple of games with my friend the other day, and this is both games. One I was attacking as the Ottomans against the Prussian Stone 4, and the second I was defending, as you can see, as the Russians. And he has picked the British without realising. I don't think there were no rules to this. I'm quickly say now there are no rules to our game. I'm going to quickly come out and say what I'm doing quickly with these cavalry. As you can see, I'm sending 2 sets of cavalry quickly into the east and 2 more cavalry. Oh, way around. 2 sets of cavalry to the east and 2 sets of cavalry to the west, straight off the bat, assuming obviously we're facing north. And he's out here on the big hill. When I was attacking with the Ottomans, obviously I had a big 18-pounder, set them up here and let them just sort of do their thing for a while. Admittedly, his skill rating I believe was not the highest. I think he was 4-star. Not 100% sure on that one. But you can see he's also got some houses here, and he's got 2 sets of horse artillery. Giving him out the horse artillery, if he had a bit of extra cavalry to back it up, he could have, actually probably still could if he sends a couple of sets of infantry along to the flanks. Could have dealt with 2 sets of combat cavalry pretty easily. The Russian cavalry, well, the combat cavalry at least isn't all that good. So he could have got a little bit better of an advantage and spawned around rather than just trying to hit me straight in from the front. Early stages, since I realised that he did have very weak cannons, I obviously took my guys off the wall straight away. It's like, I don't know what he's got, so I'm going to wait. So now I've realised he's got very poor cannons, let's say, and their range for these sparks to about here. So I was like, okay, I'll go put some guys on the wall. I can deal with this sort of thing. So I put a couple guys here just to man these cannons, started through exchange firing. Kept a couple here on reserve. For when he does move up, I can place them where I need them, sort of thing, if I need to get them on the sides or anything like that. My cavalry, as you can see here on the little map up here, still moving on. And down here I do have 4 sets of elite lifeguard infantry, and I have the 2 Pavlovsk engineers. I don't know how you pronounce that, and also standard general. And the other is, of course, is standard musketeers. Reasons for choosing Russia really in this game is because the Russians' accuracy at least isn't the best, unless obviously these guys. Like, these are surprisingly really good at shooting, but because of the fact that they have 30 less men, etc, 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 we don't tend to use them for actual proper line infantry. The sole reason why I got the grenadiers is because we're defending a fort, melee is going to happen, and I want strong melee, essentially. But keep an eye on my 2 cavalry units up here. I haven't lost track of these quite yet. So if it all was going to go too well, this game's going to be about 15 minutes. I put the timer for an hour because of the defense, you never really do quite sure. I believe that's all the reasons to why I chose these units, but more will come, no doubt. I assume. I'm going to have more Napoleon videos. I actually really did enjoy this. I've been playing some Killing Floor, and I got a couple of Killing Floor videos up, all coming, hopefully, and a few more Attilas, but this is certainly something I want to go back to. And I think even the occasional data, because I had a quite a fun game of data with him as well yesterday, but anyway, back to the actual game at hand. As you can see here, my guys are starting to exchange a bit of fire. We did manage to hit some of the Highland foot here. Sadly, if they wants to hit anything, I'd rather hit the houses right there. If I can limit their cannons and stuff. Oh yeah, he's noticed that I have cavalry along the side. So he kind of put his Black Watch and square formation to cut for his thing. This isn't effective at all. Like, they are effectively useless right here. But I'm not too sure either why he put so much rank on his light infantry. I'm really not too sure why he also brought like rifles and stuff. I mean, he could do some pick damage, like here and there, but when I was attacking, or when you're attacked, you're going to have more infantry than anything, like proper core infantry. And he's got the Highland Foot. Highland Foot has 1 extra attack but 1 less defense, if I recall, than the standard British foot. It's been a long time since I've actually looked at the stats along those lines, but still against the Russians. In terms of melee, they are kind of unbeaten, unless of course, like I said, when I was attacking with the Ottomans, you get the swords. And you can see here, I just keep moving up my cavalry. I had them in a really weird group formation, but I realised a while back I put these to group. These are my second group, so they're group 2. But for some reason, I assigned the like ability to the second thing. Like, say if I want infantry to go in square formation, cavalry going in diamond formation, they're also 2 for some reason. So every time I click 2, I'll select them and make them into diamond information every time. I didn't realise this until like they were just hidden in the trees and diamond information. I was like, what the hell are you in diamond for? And then to sort of click. But obviously making them even run so far across the battlefield, especially through the terrain that they have gone through. They are now winded. Probably didn't really need to put them way back here. I think this was probably a little bit needless because I am trying to be a bit sneaky because he was saying he sees my cavalry, but I didn't know if he noticed both of them or just one of them. So I was like, okay, sort of thing. Especially since he had all his defense here on the right hand side. I was pretty sure he just noticed these, so I was trying to be a little bit more sneaky of these guys up here. Noticing now that he's obviously pushing up with his men, I do believe I start there. Yeah, I'll start putting some more men up in the corners now of the wall. Just because that's a little bit extra defense that we need. And obviously forgetting in the older games, if you don't tell them to run, they'll automatically defaultly walk, which is fine. Just got to remember the run. So now he's pushing up, as you can see. He's got a few guys here just along in the tree lines. This is where I was a bit tempted if I wanted to use like this bit of cavalry here to actually hit into the back of these guys. Like he's obviously noticed, and as you can see, he's put up a lot of his line infantry. Like he's defending his artillery. As far as he's where the artillery is the most important part, and in a way, it is the most important part for his army because he needs to get into my fort somehow. And as it is currently set up, climbing the walls against a bunch of Russian musketeers is going to be quite difficult. So, but you can see he's just sort of going on the pick shot here. I don't know how many he actually does manage to kill. He's actually killed 13 men here, or 9, 7 even. My maths is wrong, it was 13. But they actually are doing some a little bit of effective damage in a way. Like if I left them to their own devices, they'll probably do more damage than I want to. So obviously that is something that I cannot let them do. So as you can see, I'm also bringing up some of my cavalry here now, sort of spread them out a bit more. I've ungrouped all of these now just so I have a bit more flex over everything. So while the little bit of gunfire is going off, actually it is getting quite a few from him. Oh, we got some exchange fire from here. That's alright. Probably hit no one considering they are in a little bit of tree cover as well. Oh, he's got his cannons firing. I actually didn't know where he was aiming for the side wall here. If you're going to aim for it anywhere, aim for one of these locations first, because even if you do only do damage to one, this will only get destroyed. This will break down to give your main leeway. Although saying that, if it does give them leeway, I'll just have all of my guys set up here anyway, so they won't be able to do too much. But they are doing quite a bit of damage to my musketeers just in the general volley of everything. Didn't actually realise how much they were doing. As you can see here, because he's only got these guys up, I thought I might as well get my lifeguards doing something. So I sent them all out, nice long line right in front of them. They're going to take obviously quite a few casualties just from setting up, but I was being a little bit cocky, I guess. Although I wasn't expecting them, well, the odd ones come actually out and around. They're going to have to come out all the way around and then line up in a line with all these guys in front of them. So as long as they say that, as long as they keep firing at the walls, it's not going to be too bad. So hopefully I can get my men set up. Obviously he's got some of these rifles here, just slightly out of range, so or slightly out of any form of protection. So of course my very, oh no, I thought they were winded. Fresh cavalry now is going to hit them from the side, so they're going to lose them. Oh, play stakes. That's a bit late. Oh hell. Oh, I think the artillery hit them. Oh, I didn't notice that. I was wondering why the cavalry went down so fast. And also as you can see, I'm thinking up this other little bit of cavalry coming from the side. Probably could have left this, not did this. Now looking back at it, because I had these guys lining up here, they would have done more than enough barrage to force them back. And obviously now the cannons are sort of half focused on the cavalry, and this is the cavalry which I believe does get hit the most. Just in case it is, I'm going to put in a little bit of slow motion, just so, yeah. Life is futile, hey? Hey! Who was that? I can't remember what he actually did there with that one. I don't know if it was my cannons on top. I like to think it is. But obviously now I have that cavalry. It's like, oh crap, okay, let's run away. This cavalry, I think I'm just trying to pull out a little bit because I don't want him being hit by too much. Not too sure why he's moving his Highland foot here, especially in front of his cannons, which are firing. I'm pretty sure he started laughing halfway through the game for that. But I didn't see that. It's giving me an opportunity. I may be able to come in through. One step cavalry just hit that bit of cavalry. There you go. I managed to hit their houses at least, which is nice. Kind of got this cavalry here is now screwed up from the other side. Yeah, that's going to be, yeah. Got all these cavalry kind of still a minute, but I managed to slip cavalry into all of this. That's kind of quite nice. Oh, what's that? Oh, he's just shooting down the rest of this cavalry. Yep, that cavalry unit is completely dead. And there's one guy alive apparently. If it's not him just being like, uh-oh. So that cavalry's completely dead. But as you can see, I managed to come in and hit his horse artillery, which is very nice. And I'm going to actually keep this little push going on and see if we can hit them. So now I've kind of lost, well, I've kind of removed the mobility of the artillery units. That's kind of nice. Still kind of half shooting though, which is crazy. But they'll still have enough men to at least man another 4 sets of artillery. So kind of inefficiently efficient in that. That kind of makes sense. He just turned those guys, just like screw it, everyone shoot everyone. And you see, this is the people that I'm kind of curious on now, because they are top rank for some mad reason. Is something that I'm going to have to be very cautious of. Not too sure if we did notice our cavalry still here, unlike in the newer games, like this a bit of terrain like this isn't going to hide them. So I need to move them back a little bit and sort of see if I can get them hidden in the tree lines. All of these guys here, I believe, are hidden. Yeah. So I don't know if throughout all of that he managed to forget that I put a bunch of elite infantry in the forest, or not. It's one of those things. One of the stupid little guys are back there as well. So got to the point now where he's kind of realised that everything's kind of bit tits up straight away, so he's going to go in charge. As I said, here the placement though, during all of that I could have moved them up. I can just here behind the tree line, so when exchange of fire happens, we'll be in the trees and they won't be in the trees. And I think we'll be firing up ground as well, so we're not 100% efficient placement right there. There could be a lot of things that can hurt us quite a bit. But of course, I think our range, I was going to spark to about here. Maybe a little bit more. Oh yeah, it was a little bit more. It was actually quite a bit more. I thought this at first, but I think I can remember what it is now. So as you can go, his big ass infantry just got hit by a massive barrage straight away. So here he could actually probably outplay me a little bit though. Like he can, quite a few men here. He can also easily flank these men. He's got a lot more units than I do. So you can even use whatever is left of his general. As I say that, I realise I've charged it from the rear with my cavalry, now getting rid of the rest of his artillery. And at the same time, I'm pretty much about to do what I suggested him to do, and that is, with his general, hit into my lines to disrupt any form of fire. I don't know if he did notice this in time, get off square formation. Well, I did call it focus on these guys, because if I break them, the rest of the army will suffer morale, since they do have an awe-inspiring ability. So if the nearer troops still have better morale, especially if the general's gone, it's going to be quite an useful unit to have. After that charge, I thought, okay, I'm just going to charge into the next set of Highland Foot here though. However, he was on the ball by now, and he does get it in square formation just in the nick of time, I guess. But now the only thing about being in square formation is that my guys now have more effective of fire against them. So as you can see here, we're sort of weakened this bit here now. I should turn this cavalry. I don't know what I did with this cavalry. I'm thinking for sure I'm just chasing down these units here. The other cavalry that hit into the Highland Foot, that has rousted. And with his skirmishers and a couple of light infantry, he's got the King's German Light, yeah. He is coming in now on my western flank. Pardon me. But of course I see this and I'm really going to start mobilising men up along the walls here to stop them from doing anything. Ooh, pardon me. I'm still actually very interested in doing my little short viable Russia things where I just play as different setups of the Russians in Napoleon and see just how well they do in every sort of game. But here, as you can see, when I'm talking about efficiency, you could have straightened these men out a bit more. You could have got this guy and come around a bit because we're sort of standing there, basically doing what I'm doing now with my guys, since we completely broken this side of this flank. We're now putting up, and this unit's going to get shot by an extra 2 units. This unit will then break down to another unit there. He's starting to place him out a little bit now. Here I'm not too sure if he is going to try and charge. We'll climb up here. I know the British are quite good in this game, but they ain't going to win a climbing frame there. And as you can see, they're not exactly in the best of positions here either. There you go, a few guys coming back now. This game is more or less done. Oh, that reminds me, yeah, with the cavalry, basically as they were sort of walking about and climbing the walls, I thought it would be the perfect time to hit them. I did a little happy wave. Obviously you guys can't see that because I don't have my camera set up for my videos, and that is one of the reasons why my audio cocked up, because last time the camera was set up. But as you see now, I'm going to put it on slightly forward. because all that really happens here is I kind of dedicate a melee charge into these guys here as I charge into the rest. So I'm going to let this sort of unravel now in front of everyone's eyes. I've been Carpus. I hope you enjoyed. More videos to come as always. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time.
A glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.